Yeah, I think I spilled the beans already, but here we go. Pretend like you didn't hear it. Number two, automobile and conveyance equipment grant. And this is for former service members who struggle with disabilities that prevents them or impairs them from their ability to drive. And some of the things that will allow you to qualify and be eligible for this benefit, obviously your service connected disability, but some of the conditions include loss or permanent loss of use of hand or feet or hands and feet, um, decreased vision in both eyes, severe burn injuries, or some conditions like ALS or ankylosis, where one or both knees or hips would require you to need assistance. And so these grants function similar to what Randy was talking about a few seconds ago, like an SHA or SAH grant that's for the housing, and can help the veteran purchase specially equipped vehicles or apply this amount towards adapting their existing vehicle or equipment so that it's safe and they have the necessary features for accessibility to be able to operate the vehicle. And so think about things like power steering, brakes, seats, windows, or even lift equipment. And look, these things can go a long way to helping veterans move more independently. So very similar to the housing improvements that we just spoke about. And, as we know, the independence is one of the things that we all strive for, taking care of ourselves. It is something that means a lot to a lot of people. So there you go. Number two hidden benefit: automobile and conveyance equipment grants. Now I'm going to turn it over to Jason real quick, and then we get Randy on this too.
Awesome.
Just thinking about different types of equipment that, I mean, I think the cars, the automobiles are the things that come first to mind. But is it those? What about those little chairs that take you up the stairs and things like that?
Right. Yeah. That would probably fall under the SAH type of grants for the indoor stuff, stuff with your house. For the automobile allowance, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it could be a truck, a van, a car. I saw the other day a nice looking truck, and it pulls in, and it had a snug top camper shell on it, and that thing turned sideways, lifted sideways, and out came like a little crane thing and swung out and dropped down the wheelchair, and the dude jumped in it. And I was like, man, that's pretty sweet. Not only is he driving an awesome truck, but to have that equipment to be able to come out and just swing out, and be there for him was just awesome. So the automobile allowance and adaptive equipment grants are great. The current amount is up to, I think it's $25,603, if I remember right. I don't remember the change part off of the top of my head. The big thing here is that there's a couple pieces. Number one, you have to get approved from the VA to do this. Don't go out and buy a car thinking it's going to get reimbursed, okay? Call the VA, talk to the VA, apply for this grant. Once you get approved, good. Then the seller also needs to be in the loop, because the VA has to pay them directly, and they have to follow a couple things and submit some forms and whatever. So you need to make sure that the seller understands and is okay with that process as well. Coordinate it with the VA, and you should be good to go. With that, I'll kick it over to Randy and see what your thoughts are.
Well, I don't think this has to be, a hard thing. There's a lot of veterans out there that don't need a customized vehicle, although some are. And I think it's a wonderful benefit that they take advantage of. I love the example that you gave, Jason. But I mean, just think about some of the examples in the article here: power steering, brakes, seats, windows. I personally have issues with my back from years of service, and I'll tell you, some seats that were a little easier on my lumbar would go a long way in relieving some of that strain that I feel, especially on longer drives. So I guess my message to the community is, don't feel like this has to be a big mountain to climb. This can be something as simple as getting more appropriate seating for your vehicle and make you more comfortable. I mean, if your back was screwed up, like it was in my case while you're on active duty, and you have some stiffness, some soreness, some lower lumbar issues while you're driving, don't be afraid to go out and look for this benefit. So that's my take. And if you guys are good with it, we can move right on down the list to number 3. You guys ready to move on?